What is going on, everybody? Justin here with Alpha Wash. So I want to talk with you today about something that's a little outside of what I normally talk about. So normally business videos are just focused on pressure washing, but there's a little more to it than that. I want to kind of take y'all outside of that, and we're going to talk about something a little different, a little something that most people don't hit on. So your ego. So yeah, that's a big one, I know. So let's talk about the ego for a minute. So the ego is your enemy in business. And really it's your enemy in life. The purpose of the ego is to protect us from things out in the world, but whether we realize it or not, our ego can actually be hurting us at times. So if we have a big ego, that means that we're not listening. We're not taking the time to listen to what other people have to say. And when you don't take the time to listen what other people say, if you're just think, if I only did what Justin thought, and I never stopped and asked any of our team members what they thought, they wouldn't feel valued. And business isn't a one-man sport. Business is a team sport. And you really have to have a good understanding of that to be able to scale a company. And I haven't scaled this company yet. We're in the process of it. But the past 2 years, I have spent a lot of my time in my ego and not realizing that I was actually in my ego. So it's just something to watch out for. So the biggest thing with business is it's not about who can go out and work the hardest. It's not a competition. Everybody's in their own race. Everybody's in their own lane, and everybody's doing their own thing. So as long as you're focused on where you want to go, and you got to remember that you're more than likely not going to be able to get there by yourself. Like, for example, Alpha Wash, it cannot fully blossom into what I've got envisioned for it until I let my ego dissipate. I let my ego go away. I had to stop and listen and realize, wow, the people around me, every one of them are great at what they do. And I really started letting them take ownership of the position. I stopped micromanaging them, and I started trusting and having faith and empowering our team members. And when you do that, it really makes a big difference in your team. It really makes a tremendous difference. When you can empower people, you've got to set the ego aside, because you realize that it's not about you. It's something bigger than you. We're trying to build something that can go out and serve massive amounts of people at a big scale, and not only go out and serve these people. Like I tell our team, we're not out here just to make money. That's really honestly the last thing we're worried about. We're doing this because it's my purpose to build something that can go out and provide value and provide good energy to the world. Like, I want all of our team members to be an accurate description or an accurate look at what our core values are. So if they don't align with our core values, then more than likely they're not going to be a good team member for us. So hope that makes sense. Y'all just keep an eye on the ego, because generally for me, the times where the ego comes out is if I'm tired at the end of the day, or if I'm tired at the beginning of the morning. You got to be real careful during those times. That's why I always suggest having a morning routine and a nightly routine, and making sure you're getting the consistent amount of sleep, because you want your energy levels to stay as consistent as possible. Because the ego is a little different than having confidence in yourself. So the way I can describe it for me is, you can be confident in yourself. You have to be. You have to be confident in yourself, because all of us have the power within us that runs through us to do anything that we set out to do. So it's really up to us to make sure that we know we're confident, but make sure how we're portraying that out into the world doesn't come off to everybody else's ego. Because in your mind, if you're not coming off as egotistic, like you don't have an ego, your subconscious might talk a little different. And if you're not super aware of your subconscious, and you're not super aware of what you're doing or what you're saying at all times, that can have a negative effect on you, because it's going to have a negative effect on everybody around you. And I hope that makes sense. If it does, let me know down in the comments. I know this video is a little something different than we typically talk about, but I feel like it's probably one of the most important that I've ever did, because this is a mistake I've made a lot in the past. When you start thinking you know everything, then you become non-teachable. And when you're non-teachable, you will stay wherever you're at. And if you're a teachable person, a teachable human being, and you continue to intentionally educate yourself every single day, you will continue to grow, and you will continue to grow until you develop into the person you want, so you can have the business you want or anything like that. Like, for example, me showing the Alpha Wash, not that I have the exact business that I envision, but I know that I'm on the journey to get there, and I know that as long as I stay with it, that vision will come true, as long as I keep faith in my mind and I don't let my ego overrun things. And so just keep your ego in check, guys. Hope that helps. Appreciate y'all watching. Catch y'all later.